in hindsight, I was sitting at the, kind of, I like to say the peak. I'd 23 started my investment company, built that up to, at one point we had 9 advisors in my firm and 7 full-time staff, and we were managing close to $700 million under management, which is bigger than a lot of banks here in Iowa. And so I was kind of patting myself on the back at age 50, happily married, beautiful wife, 3 kids, traveled the world, kind of like what you do when you're 23 and you look out the window and you think, man, I want to build something. I kind of actually did it. And I'm like, wow, this is great. And, in the middle of patting myself on the back and feeling important, I get that call that, you dread, and became a member of a club I didn't ask to join, and certainly one I can't leave. And that's the father of a deceased child. And, our son Seth had battled addiction and substance use distress for quite a while. At 16, he was given Adderall for attention deficit, which I talk frequently about because I am full-blown attention deficit. And, I don't allow people to use the word disorder around me. So it is what it is. It is what you're going to make of it. And for me, it's been a superpower. And so unfortunately for Seth, he didn't feel that way. So his Adderall kind of led down the road to normal explorations with alcohol and marijuana, and then, cocaine by 19 or 20. And then he had a couple stays in jail. In the meantime, my wife and I are, it's causing a lot of stress on our marriage. And my drinking got worse. I'd been drinking since about 9th grade. So, was a full-blown alcoholic, and as was my wife. And, that time when Seth passed, that was the end of a journey for him. And he had been battling things for a long time and unfortunately lost his fight. Heroin, he just got introduced to, we think, maybe a week before he died. But it was a batch that had fentanyl in it. And unfortunately, fentanyl doesn't give you a second chance unless you have Narcan, which that wasn't around in 2016, at least not as available as today. So Vincent, what happened was, that just really humbled me, as I like to say, it put me on my back at the bottom of the abyss, looking upwards out of the abyss. Couldn't have went any further other than ending my life, which at that point, that never really crossed my mind. I didn't want to live, but I didn't want to die.